1974, Get Your Wings. Black and white photo of the band and a sort of a newer early version of the Aerosmith logo with kind of the dripping A in the center. A little weird. Hey, it was 1974. Steven Tyler has his shiny pants on. A good album too. You could hear Aerosmith sort of coming into their own on this record. Again, the guitar is there with that distortion. Joe Perry's guitar is a little more fuzzy on this record, and it's kind of a drier sound as well too on this album. The Same Old Song and Dance, of course, the riff, a classic Aerosmith riff. And this is also the first album produced by Jack Douglas. Jack Douglas and Aerosmith worked together for several records in New York City, this being the first, and that he really helped shape the sound of the band, gave them some direction with their songwriting. Some more great songs on this album: Lord of the Thighs, Spaced, a real 70s sounding one. Too Bad as well, that's another great tune. Train Kept Her Rollin', their version of the Yardbirds, Train Kept Her Rollin' on here. Also Seasons of Wither, a nice acoustic. Moody piece, and then Pandora's Box, that's kind of an underrated Aerosmith song if you ask me. Another great classic Aerosmith record and some great Aerosmith tunes. Toys in the Attic. This is your classic Aerosmith. This is when the band really had their sound together and it started to show just some classic songs. Sweet Emotion is on here. Walk This Way, Toys in the Attic. Also Uncle Salty, Adam's Apple, No More, No More. Such a great song. Round and Round. And then You See Me Crying. Just a beautiful, epic ballad. Now the Aerosmith logo is there, but not really with the wings yet. They just have the logo on the band's name and then the picture of the toys in the attic. And there's 5 of them there. So I always figured the 5 toys, you think, representing the 5 band members. Looks like the baby has brought the keys up and opened up the chest, allowed them all to escape. They're taking over the world now, the toys in the attic. It's always fun to sort of think about who is who. You got the cat with the cane, and Steven Tyler has the cane on the back, so that would be Steven Tyler, you'd think. Maybe the guy with the telescope, Joe Perry, perhaps, looking out on things. And then Brad Whitford, Tom Hamilton, Joey Kramer down on the bottom, causing all the trouble. This pressing is an 80s re-release. I bought it brand new in the late 80s, so no inner sleeve or anything, but just some great music. Then the 4th album, Aerosmith Rocks. From 1976, this is classic Aerosmith, gritty, fuzzy, rock and roll, big, bombastic, gentle as well, and just Aerosmith basically in their finest hour, widely regarded as the best Aerosmith album by many. Back in the Saddle. I'm back in the saddle again. Very famous story. Steven Tyler brought in some plywood, put some boots, and had the spurs on there and is stomping around. So listen to Back in the Saddle. That's Steven Tyler whipping around and stomping around. He had an actual whip in the studio. Last Child, Rats in the Cellar, Combination, Sick as a Dog, Nobody's Fault, doesn't get much finer than that. Get the Lead Out, Lickin' a Promise, of course, and Home Tonight, another epic ballad from Aerosmith. And a cool thing for this record, on the song Sick as a Dog, if you look at the credits, Tom Hamilton, the bass player, he actually played guitar on Sick as a Dog, and then Joe Perry, the guitar player, played the bass on Sick as a Dog, as did Steven Tyler. He plays bass on Sick as a Dog. Just a cool combination, the band experimenting in the studio and rocking out as a result. Pacific Eye and Ear with the album cover design, the 5 rocks, sort of an enigmatic, simple, but certainly to the point. You have the Aerosmith logo again, just like Toys in the Attic. The wings aren't there yet. Simple, to the point. Aerosmith rocks. Draw the Line. From 1977, this is when the cracks started to appear in Aerosmith. For much of this record, especially Steven Tyler and Joe Perry were pretty messed up. They didn't really show up a lot of the time. Steven Tyler was locked up in a bell tower shooting at geese and things like that. And Jack Douglas really played a big part in shaping this album. He has co-songwriting credits on several songs, along with Brad Whitford, Tom Hamilton, and Joey Kramer. They really did a lot of work on Draw the Line. Now the front cover, finally, there it is. The Aerosmith logo with the wings shows up on a cover for the first time with Draw the Line. It's small, but it's up, it's in the corner, it's black and white. And then the cover art, Al Hirschfeld drew the picture for Draw the Line, and a great idea to get Al Hirschfeld to draw the Draw the Line cover. Then the back cover, as simple as it gets. White with simple, thin, plain black text. You have Draw the Line, of course, the title track, an Aerosmith classic. The band still plays live to this day. Some other great songs, though. I really enjoy Draw the Line. I Want to Know Why is a great tune. Critical Mass. Can't Get It Up, Gotta Get It Up. Also, Bright Light Fright, Joe Perry on the lead vocals there. And Kings and Queens, The Hand That Feeds, a rather telling song there. Also Sight for Sore Eyes, and Milk Cow Blues. This is an original pressing of Draw the Line. It has the original cardboard inner sleeve, and there is the logo again, the solid gold version. That is the logo that would start showing up on high school notebooks all across America. Then the other side, you have all the credits, song titles, produced by Jack Douglas again. And an interesting thing about this record is the label, the vinyl, is the European pressing. That is the European label for CBS Records, Columbia's affiliate. You can see the Columbia logo there. And these were printed in Holland, at least the vinyl was, and the cover was printed in Canada. Live bootleg. The gatefold sleeve opens up, and it's, meant to look like a bootleg. Great design on the cover. The inside gatefold, all the pictures. And this photo right here, the one of Joe Perry with the two guitars on and the boots. It's probably one of my favorite Aerosmith pictures ever. Just a classic Aerosmith rock and roll photo. Then inside the inner sleeves, for record 1, pictures of the band. Then on the other side, the songs and the details about the recordings. Most of them taken from the 1978 tour, the stadium, the arena tour, but some of them from some other shows, including a secret gig. They played a show in Boston as Dr. J. Jones and the Interns. And it says right here, taken from the Paradise Club in Boston. This is the only known recording of Dr. J. Jones and the Interns for the song Last Child. Then a live version of Come Together, which was also a secret gig, and it says here, we kept this gig so secret, nobody showed up but us. And if you listen to Come Together, there's really nobody in the crowd. The live album also produced by Jack Douglas. The second record, the same thing. Now this side also features some of the oldest known live recordings of Aerosmith officially released from 1973. Here's a big thanks to WBCN Boston for supplying the tape for Ain't Got You and Mother Popcorn, their cover of the James Brown classic. Also have the live version of Dream On, the Mama Kin SOS medley they were doing at the time, Sight for Sore Eyes. Loud and Fast speaks for itself. That's live bootleg. Night in the Ruts. And that was pretty well it. The end of classic Aerosmith. This is the album Joe Perry left the band during the recording. This would feature the debut of Jimmy Crespo on guitar. Came in to finish the guitar for this album and would join the band for the coming tour. The cover speaks for itself. Aerosmith down in the mine, digging it up, getting dirty, trying to come up with some gold. Even though Aerosmith was falling apart, new guitar player coming in, there's still some gold. There really isn't, if you ask me, a bad Aerosmith album. You know, some are a little better, some you listen to more than others, but this is a great listen. There are some great songs in here. Remember Walking in the Sand, the old 60s classic done here, into Reeferhead Woman, another cover, just a great little medley, the two songs together. Plus, No Surprise, that's a great tune. Chiquita, 3 Mile Smile, Think About It. Bone to Bone, Cheesecake, and Mia, that's a song Steven Tyler wrote for his daughter Mia. And I love the rock. Night in the Ruts has been altered to Right in the Nuts, you think? You can't quite tell because Tom's got his boot on the R or the N, depends. This one produced by the band and Gary Lyons. Steven Tyler's idea for the cover to get the band down into a pit, take some pictures of a dirty Aerosmith. Jim Shea, the photographer for the cover. And that is Night in the Ruts.